All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with the next episode of Chess Samurai. Okay, my opponent here is playing the Caro-Kann defense, and here the main line is knight c3, and takes is the main line, and knight f3, also bishop f5. Both are good, both is the main line. I'm just going to go ahead and take on f6, and he takes like this. I used to never know how to play against this. This is very annoying, actually, because it's very, very solid. Very hard to do anything to block if you just castle regularly. But this is actually the main book way of playing. You're going to actually castle queenside here. So you're actually going to castle queenside. I'm going to take my bishop out. I'm going to bring this bishop out. My queen's going to go here. I'm going to castle queenside. I'm going to launch a pawn storm at my opponent. Okay, so we have rook e8, pinning the bishop. If he comes here, I'll simply just castle. I am attacking this. Okay, that is not a good setup. Actually, h6, I believe, is the best setup to avoid the capture over here, because now I have potential sacks. And what's going to happen in this game is I'm going to push the h-pawn and open this up. If he pushes, that's another issue. So I think already he has a flawed strategy to play against this, which is unusual because he plays the Caro-Kann and he's 2000. However, this is, if you're going to take anything away from this, this is how uncommon it is for someone to play the Caro-Kann correctly for white, the counter to the Caro-Kann. So he probably doesn't see this a lot, but this is how you're supposed to play. He's attacking my rook. I don't want that to happen, so I'm just going to step out of the way and also defend my bishop. Even though it's defended, I may want to play f3 at some point, chase the bishop away, so I don't want this to go undefended. So there's my logic behind that. Okay, so he's attacking here, trying to see if he takes, though. I could always play this, and I think he's trapped. Oh no, he has this check, but then I move out of the way. Then he comes here. I don't know if that's, I forget whether it's okay, because I don't want to waste a valuable tempo here. When the kings are on opposite sides of the board, tempo is very important, because it's usually whoever attacks first wins. So I don't want to waste the tempo by defending that. If he takes, why can't I just close this in? And I don't think there's anything he can do. So I'm just going to launch h4, h5. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. At the end of the day, it's just chess, right? It's just a game, supposedly. All right, so I'm still going to play h5, or I'm sorry, yeah, h5 and take over here. Okay, starting to put all his pawns on light squares to protect his king. However, the dark squares are now getting loose, so he's got to be careful about that. If I play here, he's going to push. Then it looks like I can't get there. What if I play this first and then play here? That looks pretty good. Or if I play here, he pushes, I go here. He's going to push again, and then I'm going to take this pawn. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead with my attack. If he pushes, I'm going to push again. If he pushes past me, he's leaving this pawn open for the grabs. And if he takes here, I'm just going to close his bishop in with b3, and then he can't escape. He has this check, but as soon as my king comes over, I'm out of harm's way, and I'm going to get the bishop. So if you play the openings the right way, the book way, it helps. It goes a long way on beating your opponent, even really strong opponents, because you have the best chance going in. You're going into the game with the best chance. You're going into the middle game, the meat and potatoes of chess, with the best possible position that you can have. So it's very, very important. And now my opponent is probably thinking of, how do you avoid opening up the H file to your king? It's very difficult, actually. I'm not sure. I don't have a great answer for him. But if he pushes, like I said, I'm going to attack the pawn once again. And if he pushes again to try to keep things closed, well, then he's dropping this pawn. So maybe push, and if I push here, he pushes, defends. That's maybe an alternative. But he is using a lot of time. Okay, now he's coming over here. Now he is attacking here. So now I have to block that. So I'm going to block that. And it also opens a defense of my queen to the a2 pawn. So the queen can't take here. The bishop, this cuts the bishop off from going to a2. Everything here is protected. And I can go on my merry way now. The queen was also protecting this square, which is important. So he actually is in the same position he was before. But now he does not have as much defensive resources. If he pushes the pawn now, I would just simply take it. Before, the queen was there. So he's actually putting himself in a tougher position to play. And now he's also wasting precious time. Precious time on the clock. And he just makes a very random developing move, but now the attack is coming. So I can get my knight in, maybe do some sacrifices over here. I have an open h-file with my rook, so that's just a long-term advantage. I'm going to bring my knight in, come here, put pressure on this, put pressure on this. I have discoveries on this bishop as well. He doesn't really have anything yet on the queen side. He's got to push. I can always close this up. So pretty standard. You get, this is a excellent way to play against the Caro-Kann. And since I started playing with it, I probably went from mostly losing against it to now mostly winning against it. So I don't have the exact percentages or stats, but I just know, that's the way it's been. It's been going much better, let's put it that way, since I started playing like this. The right way, I should say. Okay, so I'm going to bring my knight into the game. And I think this is, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think this might just be game over. I mean, maybe he wants to play here, but I feel like if I just take and take, that's really hard to do anything against. Okay, that's not great. I can take here, he takes, I check, or yeah, I mean, this is not position you want to be in. So I'm going to grab this bishop. It was on a long diagonal. It's good defensively. It's also good offensively. As you can tell, it was attacking my king position. I can throw in a check here. I could also throw in this check. This is a pretty dangerous position already, actually. So I'm going to throw in this check. He should come here with his knight. But then his knight, and then he loses this. So actually his knight is, his knight is overworked, overloaded, whatever you want to call it. And he's guarding two different things here. So if the king goes to a dark square, I can always pump it off with the check. And we'll see. Maybe his best bet is just to go here, though. I can also threaten the knight and then take this afterwards. A lot going on in this position. Okay, so he decides to give up the pawn. Not sure if I like that. I think that's extremely dangerous, actually. He is going to get this pawn back, potentially, if I let him. But I don't think I'm going to let him do that. He should have at least attacked my rook. Therefore, when I he could take the rook instead of taking back the bishop. But, oh well. Do I have anything here? Check. No. This is actually, if he takes, this, I can just take, and that's checkmate. Because my bishop will be aimed here. So maybe I should just come up here, and if he doesn't do anything, this is almost checkmate. And if he comes here, that's immediately checkmate right here. And if he takes, I just take his queen. When he takes back, that's immediately checkmate. So he's in trouble, in other words. And when the king's in the center, that's not good. That's not where you want your king. You want your king in the corner of the board. You want your king safe. Your king doesn't want to be in the action. He doesn't want to be the main character of the movie. He does not want to be, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone in those 80s movies where they're kicking butt in the act. They want to be tucked away doing nothing. All right, so again, this is where he falls for it. I just simply take, and he can't take back or else he gets checkmated immediately. Unless I missed something, which is always possible, but I don't think I did. So that's checkmate. All right, that's how you play against the Caro-Kann. As you saw, it led to a pretty decent game. I'll just go over the game review, see how I did. And 91.5, okay, and I played like a 2500. So pretty easy to play when you're playing the right opening, the right way, the book way. And if you like this video, as always, please like and subscribe. All right, see you later.